Stop memorizing Mandarin tones. Picture this. You're out practicing Mandarin when suddenly you forget. Is the tone 4 the number 4, tone 4, 4, or tone 3, 4? You guessed tone 3 and now you said die to someone instead of the number 4. I get it. You've practiced hard, but for some reason you just keep forgetting which tone is associated with which word. Well, if you're a Cantonese speaker, then keep watching because I'm gonna share with you a secret that will let you predict the tone number with over 80% accuracy. Never memorize again. The secret is in tone associations. Now, according to this book, there is a distinct mapping between Mandarin and Cantonese tones. Let's start with a scenario before. In Cantonese, the number 4 is the middle flat tone, tone 3. Say. So according to the mapping, the middle flat tone in Cantonese becomes a tone 4 in Mandarin at least about 90% of the time. So as long as you know how to pronounce the word in Cantonese, it's say, not say, or say, then you'll almost always know how to pronounce that word in Mandarin. Now, before we go through all the mapping rules between Cantonese and Mandarin, I know what you're thinking, Sheldon, I don't even know the Cantonese tones. That's fine, most people don't. As long as you know how to say the word and you know it's not say or say. It's say goyan. As long as you know that, then you're good to go. We'll have a video specifically on Cantonese and Mandarin tones, which you should subscribe for. But for now, here's the quickest way to look at it. There are 6 tones in Cantonese. Easily remember it. 3 small bowls of beef brisket noodles. Sam, woon, sai, ngao, lam, min. Alright, starting with tone 1 in Cantonese. Sam. This is a high and flat tone. Sam. Best to think of it, think of do, re, mi, fa, so. That's so. If you hit that note, then you pretty much have that tone 1 in Cantonese. Sam. Go, chut. Alright, it's not sam. It's sam. That's tone 1 in Cantonese. High and flat. Next we have tones 2 and 5, which is sam, woon, sai, ngao, lam, min. So as you can see, woon and lam, both of those are rising tones. Alright, they both go up. Woon, lam, sang, rising. Alright, then we have tones 3 and 6, and these are the middle and low flat tones. Sam, woon, sai, ngao, lam, min. Another example of this, the one we used earlier, say for number 4, say goyan. That's the mid-low flat tones. Tone 3 is the middle flat, and tone 6 is the low flat. Then we have tone 4 in Cantonese, which is just going down. Ngao. It's not ngao lam, it's ngao lam. So that's tone 4 going down. Now, memorizing Cantonese tones can be quite difficult for some people. If you've memorized, great. If not, for the purpose of the mappings, let's just boil it down to 4 main tones, which actually correspond with Mandarin 4 tones. High flat, rising, mid-low flat, and going down. Alright, so now let's get back to the core of the mappings. It's really, really simple, guys. Now I'm gonna assume you already know Mandarin tones. If you don't, go learn them. There's tons of videos on that. We'll make a new one soon. But, very simple, alright? Tone 1 in Cantonese, the high and flat tone, becomes the exact same thing in Mandarin. The high and flat tone, tone 1 in Mandarin, over 90% of the time. So, for example, go in Cantonese becomes go. See how it's both high flat? Sam becomes san. Ga for home becomes jia in Mandarin. Chut is the same as chu in Mandarin. So you see how that tone 1 in Cantonese becomes tone 1 in Mandarin just about 90% of the time. So when you say a word in Cantonese and it's high and flat, sam, go, chut, then you know in Mandarin it's the same thing. High and flat tone 1. Even if you can't memorize the Cantonese tones, just make that association. High and flat in Cantonese becomes tone 1 in Mandarin. Next, we have the rising tone. Now, tones 2 and 5, the rising tones in Cantonese, map to tone 3 in Mandarin just about 80% of the time or so. So whenever your Cantonese tone rises, then associate that with the tone 3 in Mandarin. So for example, 我想, I want, that's tone 5, and tone 2, 我 becomes 我, tone 3, and 想 becomes 想, tone 3 as well. 买 becomes 买 in Mandarin. 有 to have becomes 有 in Mandarin. 碗 for bowl, 三碗, alright, becomes 碗. And ngao lam, lam becomes 南 in Mandarin. Alright, so just remember that association. That rising tone in Cantonese, whenever it rises, becomes a tone 3 in Mandarin. And I know we have some Mandarin and Cantonese learners out here, just do the reverse. Next you have the mid-flat, tone 3, and the low-flat, tone 6, mid-low flat tone, tones 3 and 6. And what they map to in Mandarin is tone 4. And this is over 90% of the time, so you're almost always going to be right. Easiest way to remember this is whenever your Cantonese tone is flat, but not high. So for example, mean, you, sai. Whenever it's flat but not high, in Mandarin it maps into tone 4. So, mean, mian, you, yo. Say the number 4, 4. So make that association in your head right now. Whenever it's mid, low, flat, it becomes a tone 4 in Mandarin. Before I give you guys the last one, I want you to really internalize just how helpful this is. It's right over 80% of the time. Meaning if you're unsure about what the tone for a given word is, you can be sure with about 80% accuracy that you're getting it right as long as you use this method. And this is a big game changer when it comes to conversations where you don't have the chance to just go on your phone and look up what the actual tone number is for a given word, or when you're forgetting all the time. So if this is helpful for you, please subscribe to this channel because it helps us make more of these. Anyway, the final one is tone 4 in Cantonese, which is the going down tone. And what do you do when you go down in Cantonese? You go up in Mandarin. So going down in Cantonese equals to the rising tone in Mandarin, tone 2. And this is over 90% of the time. By the way, guys, don't bother taking notes on all this stuff because we actually have flowcharts for all of this stuff, and it's available in the link in the description box below. That right there is our course. It's called Cantonese Mando Blueprint, and it's basically our course that's basically designed to help Cantonese speakers leverage their Cantonese to learn Mandarin. No matter what level you are, if you're speaking a little bit of Cantonese, you can learn Mandarin, and our course will help you do that. Anyway, that's linked down below. You can check it out, but let's move on. As I said, when you go down in Cantonese, the going down tone, it becomes the rising tone, tone 2 in Mandarin, which is the rising tone. So for example, ngao. In Mandarin, it becomes niu. Another example, mong. Busy, see, mong. Going down, in Mandarin it becomes mang, busy. Alright, you see how it's literally the opposite. Yay, that's it. Alright, click here to watch Uncle Roger teach you Mandarin from Cantonese, and click here to watch a video that you think you'll love.